Other teams on the grid, you had a nice high point. I had an absolute low point again.
Not necessarily all too much of a high. Everybody was too busy discounting Lando's win, but continue on.
I mean, look, a 1-2 is still nice. I would look. I'll take that 1-2 over what Mercedes did this weekend because
P10 for your boy.
P10, points.
Only if you would have predicted it.
I know, right? That would have been fantastic.
I had a better weekend.
You did. Look. The Grand Prix Sunday was a massive disaster. Mercedes decided to gamble and put George on dries after the first lap, basically. Which
George called for that gamble, though.
Yeah, he called for it, but the decision still came down to the team too, and they decided to take that gamble. They also did the same thing with Kimi, and yellow flag after yellow flag after yellow flag neutralized any bit of that gamble in the slightest, and then just put you out on the wrong tire compound. It just did. The fact that George even got back to P10 is kind of surprising. Kimi, another DNF, that wasn't his fault because Isaac Hadjar couldn't see anything, which, to be fair, none of us could see anything with those onboard cameras. I don't blame Isaac Hadjar. I feel bad that his race also ended in that moment. But yeah, Kimi Antonelli's race effectively ending there too, destroying the rear diffuser, lost 40% of downforce, if I'm not mistaken. It was the slowest car on track at that point. Had to retire the car. So yeah, very forgettable. I wish it didn't happen. And I thought that he was going to win. Like I thought that was a good opportunity for Russell to go, I converted pole last year, almost had a shot at it and didn't win. I'm going to do it this year. That was my rationale, and it didn't happen. So it was a rough weekend.
Without rain, do you think that comes true?
Without rain?
I don't know if Mercedes looked like that all weekend.
I don't know that they looked like that all weekend either. My ambition on Wednesday was not met on track, unfortunately. Yeah. I think McLaren were probably going to win based on the performances prior. I mean, George had a good first practice. That was cool. And
Max looked good.
Max
looked like it was going to be
Max looked fantastic.
It looked like it was going to be another Max McLaren weekend.
Well, like if the conditions don't go the way they go, I think that obviously we have a lot less DNFs. But yeah, Max is probably fighting for that win. Yeah. Like he's up there. He's fighting competitively. George even bringing it that close to the McLarens, I was surprised by to get a P4 to start on the grid. There are some small little victories there, but at the end of the day, they want points. Now they're sitting in P3 because, again, another DNF and only a 1-point result. They're 12 points behind Ferrari at this point when they should not be this far behind them. It's a disaster weekend. It sucks. They won in Belgium last year, even with Russell's DNF. Antonelli's going to be in a familiar circuit. We're going to talk about we're going to preview the Belgian Grand Prix this time next week, or you will be anyway. I might not be able to make it. The result could be a little bit different. I have to hope that Spa is going to be a better weekend. I don't know if it really gets too much worse. We've seen some frustrating weekends from Mercedes, though, ever since basically Imola. Besides Canada, everything else has been kind of a mess.
Yeah.
So hopefully they get out of this funk. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Mercedes are, maybe biting off a little more than they can chew at this point? Do you think that this is going to be a consistent issue for them? Let us know in the comments.